that for $1.
Oh, yeah. See, we plan ahead. That way we don't do anything right now. Earl, explain it to me.
Now, say my name.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another Dead Wire Live. This is our 22nd episode, yo. So we got Chad, we got Kevin. We're going to roll right on into some headlines. Kevin, what do you got fired up for us? But before you do, hit that like button down below. Make sure you subscribe. Stay tuned to all of our notifications. We would love to have you along. All right, Kevin, let's go.
We got a stacked night, so we're going to start with some quick one-shots.
We stack, bitches. Woo!
First up on the horizon is going to be a co-directed documentary about the legendary Mel Brooks by Judd Apatow.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's going to be a HBO documentary, so it will be streaming on Max at some point next year. They have not said exactly when yet. We were hoping our correspondent on the floor with Mel Brooks right now, Steve Fodor, would have a little bit of information about that. But the big sissy hasn't been online since he went to go see the show.
Sissy. Unless he's being included in the documentary, that would be a sufficient excuse. Otherwise, dude, you are so fired. You are going to be on popcorn bucket duty for the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to help you how to figure out how to fuck them neither.
Yeah, right. You tell him, Kevin. Well, for an HBO documentary, those are always really good. I'm very impressed by most Max documentaries in general, so it should be pretty damn dope. And a lot of his movies are under the Warner Brothers banner, so it should be a great documentary. I'm looking forward to it.
And it's Mel fucking Brooks, man.
Genius.
Dude's a genius.
Spaceballs, Blazing Saddles. I
Young
still got to play catch up
Frankenstein.
on a lot of his movies, but my wife and I watched Blazing Saddles for the first time maybe about a month and a half ago, for the very first time ever. One of the fucking funniest movies I have ever seen. Finally, some scenes I've seen out of context made sense for the first time in my life, so that was pretty rad.
A program director, the one who hired me for my first pro radio gig back in 2001, that was her all-time favorite movie. She had the vintage poster up in her office and everything.
Nice.
So and then with Spaceballs, funny story, when I got married, we went to Vegas just because, it's cheaper. And we were staying at the Excalibur, and they don't want you up in your room. They want you down fucking gambling your life savings away. So when we're getting ready, the only thing on any of the TVs that our families had on was Spaceballs. So that's our yearly tradition on our anniversary. Every year we sit down, we watch Spaceballs, because that's what we watched day we got married.
May the Schwartz be with you.
Yes.
Adorable.
And Dark Helmet.
Well, I'd rather have Spaceballs the flamethrower, but that's just me.
Agreed.
Hey, we got a sequel coming out soon, and Mel's pretty on board with it, so I guess we'll see how that works out when it does.
Hopefully there's a flamethrower.
It better be subtitled The Search for More Money.
Yeah, because otherwise they're just fucking it up.
Yeah, immediately.
Yep.
Unless they do Spaceballs 3, The Search for Spaceballs 2.
That'd be all right, too. It'd really confuse people, especially if we never got a part 2.
Exactly.
It worked in Once Upon a Time in Mexico. That was like part 4.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, what happened to part 3?
Yeah.
Anyway, in other news of people trying to figure out how to fuck other people, SAG Antifa is back on strike this year. This time against the video game manufacturers. Why?
2 for 2, baby. Let's go.
Oh, they've got a good reason, though. This time it's because the video game manufacturers won't stop trying to use AI to mimic people's voices.
Yeah, I knew this one was coming for a while. This is what they did last year, this is what they did last year, and now it's coming around to the gaming turn.
Yep.
Line them up. Let's knock them down, bitches.
I'm surprised that it hasn't happened yet. Like this should have happened a while ago, because really this is where you would figure the sneaky bastards would try to get it in before like motion picture.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just me. Let's see here. What else happened this week? Oh, and voice actors.
Yep.
Gremlins update. We have Simu Liu joined the cast of Gremlins, the new batch, excuse me, the Wild Batch, as well as John Glover.
Woo!
That's interesting.
John Glover, let's fucking go.
John
Lou.
John Glover, not Donald Glover.
I said John Glover. I met him a couple weeks ago at a convention in Glendale.
What was the name of the guy he played in the second one? What was it, like Clamp or something?
Daniel Clamp.
Daniel Clamp.
Yep. There was rumors that he might have been a better president than the one that we had. We would have had a more innovative country that looked like it worked for a little while.
Mr. John Glover signed my little
Nice.
Bridgestone postcard. So
Very nice.
I'm not jelly. I'm jelly.
you should be.
uh,
Oh, I got a good question here from Solomon. Wait, timeout. There was a season 1, Kevin. Even I haven't seen this.
of Gremlins, the Wild Batch?
Yep.
Yes, Gremlins is fantastic. It is equally funny, intriguing, and scary. I didn't think they were going to be able to pull that off with an animated series, but they did. They managed to make the Gremlins quite scary. And the other characters surrounding Gizmo are all pretty goddamn funny.
Now, is that on Max or where is this actually on? Because I might actually go and check that out in the next couple weeks.
That's streaming on Max. I want to say there were
Okay.
6 episodes. I think.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
So one of
it
those
was-
short seasons.
Mhm.
Yep,
But it was-
just animated.
It was really pretty and it was really fun.
Right on.
And let's see.
Now,
here.
did they get Howie Mandel back as Gizmo?
Ooh.
That's my question.
I think so.
Because if
Let
they
me
did,
double
that's
check
pretty
that.
fucking cool.
Yeah, that
wanna
would be
s-
pretty interesting.
I'm
Because I don't
assuming
know
so.
for sure, but like I remember when we covered like the headline that we were getting a season 1, but I literally don't remember that it actually came out.
Let's see here.
I mean, I'm a fan of the movie, so I'm totally on board. My wife is totally not a Gremlins fan, so it's unfortunate, but like it just ain't her jam.
No. There's
So-
Well, the
no,
damn movie gave me a nightmare as a freaking kid. So what do I have to say? I mean, I still like the movie.
So
No.
here's an interesting little bit of crossover between, since Gremlins and Ghostbusters were the two big movies
Yep.
of '84. When Frank Welker was first doing Slimer and the real Ghostbusters, he was doing more of the Gremlin sounds. So if you notice in those early episodes, Slimer's a lot more guttural.
Oh,
And they actually had him, okay, you got to dial it back, Frank. You got to dial it back. It's a little bit too much.
okay.
I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Where specifically the pilot. The pilot, I could hear it, and the episode where the TV reporter interviews them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
where they actually tie it into the movie.
Yes. And was that the one where they actually showed the only brief 3 seconds of the movie?
No, that was in. I
that's
think
where
it's
they go to
called Take
Hollywood.
Two. That's when they go to Hollywood.
Okay.
That's right.
And if I remember correctly, the producer they were talking to at the beginning when they found out who was going to be playing them, I believe that guy was voiced by Dan Aykroyd.
Oh,
I
shit.
could be wrong.
I'll have to go back and watch that tonight.
Yeah.
Column of things I do not remember.
I watch that all the time with my kids. I should remember that. Like the first 2 seasons are all the time.
Yeah.
You're a horrible fan, Kevin. Horrible.
I am.
And that was before Q5 took over and just completely gutted everything. Those are the only really good ones.
You saw down jeans
hell-
glasses.
When the Ghostbusters get to fight fucking Cthulhu, that's when you know you're in the gold zone.
Yep. That's a good point.
This is one of my top 5 episodes.
Oh, Ragnarok, where they You know what? We're gonna 0 point on that. That's
Yeah,
that's gonna be a whole other thing.
Sorry, that's my fault.
Nope, that's okay.
We're gonna move ahead to somewhere under
Yes.
the sea. How about that, kids?
Under the sea.
Oops, wrong area. BioShock is still in development. However, it was announced this week that it is being reduced in scale and in budget. So this might be being filmed at your local aquarium and might be being used with the GoPro, somebody's hand, and a drill.
So a fan film.
I hope
No,
not.
fan film would have more budget.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I hear GoPro and all I think is like Never Hike Alone, but
But that was a good movie, though.
well, yeah. Like it just reminds me of when like Peter Jackson was involved with doing a BioShock movie at one stage in his time, and it never happened.
And that's too bad because BioShock was a great game. It was a great story. Like there was
The first one's really good.
Oh.
I've never played the other two, even though I have them on like in a collection over here. I just never got around to playing the other two. I probably will at some point in the future. I mean, first game's fucking fantastic.
Oh, it
Love
is.
that game. I'm a little concerned with Netflix's adaptations of video games. They don't have a great track record. Just look at the Resident Evil show, and that ultimately was a failure. I couldn't even make 3 episodes in before I'm like, this is dumb. I can't watch this.
I only got through 2.
I didn't watch it.
Good man.
You didn't miss anything.
Yep. Total waste. So hopefully with BioShock, it's better, but if you're already reducing the budget, there could be a problem.
And by reducing the scope, what does that mean? I mean, are they going down from like a full-length film to like what, a 30-minute extended episode or something?
I have no idea. I'm afraid that they're gonna put like some DEI in this, and instead of big daddies, it's gonna be big trannies.
The Big Sisters are in part 2, and they are no fucking joke. I told you that earlier. They will.
Big Sisters, yeah, I've heard about that.
They will fuck your shit up.
The second game is worth your time. The third one's okay. The second one's fun for the gameplay, and it's also really pretty. That's where I'm really sad about hearing that the scope of this movie would be reduced. There's a lot of underwater scenes that they could do.
Yeah.
A lot of great visuals they could do with mutants, big daddies, big sisters, all sorts of different kinds of genetic mutations.
Yeah, the splicers.
Yeah, they're not going to do that now. Or they probably won't. It'll be really reduced. And that's a real shame because this is a visually stunning and breathtaking game.
Well, and to replicate any sort of like Art Deco, 20s, 30s, 40s style, any of that in a live action setting, that's going to be hard to do on any sort of budget. That's not an easy thing to do. It always looks great when they do it practically. I'm concerned you're going to do too much CGI and that's just going to take away from the time period and it isn't going to deliver. Now, if it's anything close to like, say, Fallout, at least some people will grab onto the game. And if there's any sort of quality to the writing, people will like it. I just don't see this being something that everybody's going to love and it's going to be a hit. I'd love to be proven wrong, and a reduced budget and a reduced scope actually leads to a more coherent and strict storyline that is like pretty narrow and straight and forward. I'm really concerned when they say, yeah, we're reducing budget and reducing scope. Like the first game isn't that big of a scope. Like how much smaller of a scope can you get? Now, when you're getting to like part 3, which is infinite and the ships in the sky, I could totally see like, okay, maybe we don't go that far. But in the first game, it's just one guy dealing with the one subterranean sphere of everything. It could work. Just how much cast are we actually going to have in this?
Hopefully not a lot.
I mean, you really need only your main character. You need Fontaine, Ryan.
Right.
I forget the doctor's name, and then a bunch of extras for your splicers, and then the big daddies. That's where a lot of your budget's probably going to go.
Daphne Keane is your little sister.
Yeah.
That Daphne Kane is your little sister. That could be fun.
She's
But
popular right now.
we'll see. I want him to do a show on like Singularity, a little unknown game from the PS3 era.
That would be cool.
That'd be rad. Like if you're gonna do a show like that, hey, get a property that not many people know about that was made by Raven Software in Madison, Wisconsin.
I did not know that.
That
Really?
also did like the X-Men Legend games too.
Ah.
I do like.
Well, the first two.
Yeah, the good ones.
Yeah, the only ones.
All right, fellas. Let's see here. Speaking of budgets, let's go to the opposite end of the spectrum and go with an extremely huge, heavy-handed, budgeted film, Megalopolis. Francis Ford Coppola was seen on film twice, not once, but twice, manhandling female extras and kissing them.
Oh dear.
Not manhandling. That word is not there.
Oh my God. He grabbed them. He's a man.
You're a man. Would you grab him?
I didn't get to see them. All I was watching was him. Anyway. He did. He kind of like grabbed onto them and was like kind of in their face, not leaving until he got a kiss, and then nonchalantly walked away like it was no big deal. And it's like, oh, dude, probably shouldn't have done that. But that having been said, whoever got caught with that fucking camera is going to get sued for their non-disclosure agreement.
Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting story to say the least, but you know, also consider like his heritage, where he's come from throughout the years. Nobody's ever complained about shit. It easily could have been blown out of proportion. I'm just playing devil's advocate here. Now, if it was totally inappropriate, that's one thing. But if it's just, you know, a communication issue, like he's doing like the French thing where you, hey, kiss on each cheek, that's a European thing. And he's old school. So it's really hard to say, like, are you trying to Me Too the guy, or what really happened here? Until we get more information, this is just somebody throwing out a rumor and a scoop. I'm always about like innocent until proven guilty. Bring some more evidence, and then we can discuss further at that point. Because you're only getting one side of the story here. And as we've seen with the Me Too movement, there are two sides to the story, and most of the time, the other side was actually being like, none of that fucking happened like that. And they were ended up proven right in the end too. So a lot of people got canceled for no fucking reason. Just saying.
Yeah, I know what I thought.
Hey, I've met the guy like years ago. So like over 20 years ago. So
it probably was nothing, but this is not the first time we've heard of this from this set.
Yeah.
Somebody just decided to get a videotape of it.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, if this has been going on for weeks and you're now able to just get a tape of it, like, why is nobody else fucking complaining?
Well,
like,
the movie's been in production for well over a year.
I don't know.
So, I mean, until we get more information, there's not really much to talk about other than it's a headline.
It's a headline. Next time you do the video, I want it closer, slower, and hot. All right. Let's see. Speaking of
But it's
closer,
a headline,
slow-
so we're talking about it.
Slower and hot. I'm going to pass this one off to you, Jeff. Art the Clown is returning this Christmas. Excuse me, this Halloween for a Christmas picture.
Yeah, baby.
Take it, Bubba.
Yeah, Terrifier coming back. Totally down for seeing this. I love the first two movies. First one's pretty good. The second one is gnarly as hell. So if you are of a weak nature and you cannot stomach super gore, you're not gonna watch this movie like at all. I'm so excited for it come October, and I think I even have something here on Twitter, or maybe I don't. I think Kevin actually just posted what I had found anyway, but you know, they at Comic-Con or recently in the last couple of days, it's come out like, you know, they got the poster, they got it's just a whole lot of fun buzz going around about Art the Clown, and let's see if I can find that. Kevin, you got any thoughts on this, or have you even heard of Art the Clown?
I've heard of Art the Clown. I've seen pictures of Art the Clown. I have never seen either of the Terrifier movies because I don't like torture porn. And that's been my understanding of it. I want to be told that it's not exactly that, so I could be like, well, okay, maybe that does sound kind of fun.
Oh yeah, you just put the poster up that I was looking for on Twitter.
But notice that Jesus, a mauled Jesus, is sitting on his lap. That makes me want to see it because it's wrong and filthy and disgusting. It's like,
And that's all about Damien Leone. Like, I'm on board for this. It's so over the fucking top. If you liked, like, say, the Hatchet movies, Victor Crowley, like, this is that times 10. Like, this is some awesome shit right here. For if you're a horror fan and you love your slasher movies, this is the next level is what this is. Kevin, you're muted. No.
I burped. Jesus.
It's a live stream, dude. People just think you've been drinking like everybody else on a Saturday night.
Yeah, but it's nothing more than root beer. Just anyway. So Art the Clown's looking pretty cool. I'm pretty excited to see that. Well, I need to see the first two, but I do like I said, I do really like Christmas horror. So this I'll end up probably seeing before the first two.
Oh yeah, I think you would enjoy them. So I check them out.
We'll give it a shot.
They're pretty affordable too. You can get them like Walmart. They got like double packs, things like that. You can also find them online. They're not too bad.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
It'll be like down to the Winnie the Pooh sort of thing. And I think we got somebody willing to join us tonight.
Hey,
Art the fucking Clown. Woo!
Right on, Justin. Thanks for joining us, bud.
Oh shit. Hold on, I gotta kill my I'm echoing. There we go. All right, sorry guys.
No, you're all good.
I don't have mic or anything, man. I'm just jumping on. The wife
that's
come
cool.
in here to watch a movie in a little bit and all that good stuff. But yeah, no, I just wanted to jump on. Yeah, I love Terrifier, dude. I think it, like, for me, revived like a lot of horror, like, because a lot of the horror movies, let's be realistic, kind of suck now, right? Like, if we're being real, like, The Conjuring is like the last one that was kind of like groundbreaking or back on track with like what old school horror was, you know, to a degree. And then they ran that like through the mill a bunch of times. Like Annabelle. I'm gonna have to put you outside, dude. Annabelle was a cool concept, but instead of doing Annabelle 1, 2, 3, 4, they should have probably done a different story off of all the different artifacts that they had down in that basement. I think it would have been a lot more interesting, you know, using that concept from like the Conjureverse.
Yeah, here's the fun thing about that is because all of those stories were bullshit to begin with.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you already know that first Raggedy Ann story was bullshit, then it's like, you're right. It's not scary. Move on to the next artifact, because they did have tons of artifacts that Ed Warren wrote a story for like each individual thing. Like, he wrote this elaborate fucking story so he could like take people on their tours. They charged people a nickel and a dime for it and give them stories of all these haunted artifacts.
Yeah, it would have been way more original, right? You know, it's kind of like doing retread superhero characters, you know, like, hey, here's a superhero that's exactly like the other one, but they're a different sex or different skin tone, you know? It's like, no, why don't you pick somebody that's just completely different? It makes it more interesting, you know, instead of just recycling stuff.
That's a gamble that studios don't like to make.
Exactly.
Yeah. But Art, when I finally got that news, I was just like, hell fucking yeah, let's go. That second one was just like top notch as far as I was concerned.
Get over here. Hold on, guys. Sorry.
Crashing on a live stream. It's okay.
You guys ready for another
cat in here?
Another poster of another dead body?
Yeah. We all love a dead body here.
Even this one?
Oh God.
Off.
The crap returns.
Oof.
This looks like fucking Batman. Looks like Joker and Harley Quinn trying to be reincorporated one more time.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
it does.
And the thing is if they would have started with this poster, I probably would have been less apprehensive about it than the initial image that they showed us. Like, this is not the most offensive thing I've ever seen up until you see Lullaby tattooed up above his eyebrow. You're just kind of like, okay, is that where we're punching now? Okay.
Jesus, like they even put out like a scene recently too that we were talking about behind the scenes, and it's just like Jesus Christ. And if you guys want to check it out, we can play that. I don't have a problem with that.
Hit it, baby.
All right, let's get the share screen going.
Banished to the Garage. You're doing the trailer for The Crow? I haven't actually seen this.
Oh, it's just
Not
actually a
missing
clip
much.
from the movie that they
They did
released.
like a sample shot.
Yep.
Get down!
Are you hearing this, guys, or no?
Yeah, I hear it.
Yeah.
Oh,
My tongue!
okay. Like we're trying to rip off Deadpool here is what this feels like to me. I'm defeated.
Get me out of
And that's what we're all going to be doing if we watch this in the theaters.
Yeah.
Screaming into the void.
I don't know. On Twitter somebody was asking, so what do you feel about this scene? And all I could write was uninspired. And I got so many likes on that. I'm just like, holy crap.
I'll probably watch Art the Clown twice instead of viewing that movie.
I am
Oh, no,
totally
you want to
down
watch
for
a
putting
scene like
money
that,
on
just
movies.
watch Deadpool. They totally did rip off Deadpool for that.
Yeah. Did he pop the cigarette lighter in? I didn't notice.
No, that's the only thing they missed.
Or playing some poppy music during that scene. How disappointing. Like, I really had hopes for this until we started actually seeing like trailers and posters and now clips. Like, they are certainly trying to initiate some momentum for this Crow movie, and it's just not working. It's been delayed and bumped around the schedule so many times. I don't think Lionsgate really wants this one out, but they have to put it out.
At what point do you just call Riff Tracks and be like, hey, what do we need to do to get you guys to have an audio commentary on here? Like, we'll just throw that out there on the DVD extras.
Hey, come on, Mike. We know you want to do it.
Do something useful with it. It's just
Yeah.
donate it to charity. I don't know. I don't think anyone would want
Write
it
it
for charity.
Press
I'd
a bunch
honestly
of
be surprised
DVDs,
if
use
the
them as
movie
drink
breaks
coasters.
20 million.
Seriously, just press the DVDs and use them as drink coasters. You're good. Recoup
Kind
your
of.
losses that way.
Like the fourth Crow movie.
Exactly.
Sorry, Ed.
I'm not.
That's
I
such
still
a
want my
train
money
wreck of
back
a
on
movie.
that shit.
Yeah, me too. God damn.
All right. Let's see here. Next poster. This one will be quick because
Uh-oh.
there's really nothing else for it. Terminator Zero has a brand new poster out, and it looks like lightning is coming out of Rosario Dawson's butt there.
Ba-dum, bum, ba-dum. Ba-dum, bum, ba-bum.
I don't
Any more might
dislike
get us
it.
demonetized.
Can I zoom in? No zooming. All right then. Let's
Zoom
see
in.
here.
Is that a show or a movie?
That's an
That's gonna
animated
be
series for Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah. And let's see here. What else do we have?
While he's doing that, the Terminator Zero show, from what I'm hearing, is actually not too bad.
Yeah, as far as animes go, it looks really pretty.
Well, it's Production IG, so they're a powerhouse, and they usually do great animation. But from what I'm hearing, the story's actually okay. Like, it's on par with Sarah Connor Chronicles. People are pretty happy from what I'm hearing about it. They're not saying it's awesome, but they're saying it's pretty good.
But is it running off the canon of the last dumpster fire? I didn't see the last one. I'm glad I didn't. But
This is kind of like it's like Godzilla minus Zero, but with the Terminator. So they're doing like a little bit lead up to what set off all the events of all the Terminator movies.
Gotcha.
So a little Terminator 3 with this dash of Terminator 4, but completely different.
Yeah.
Like they're ignoring everything except Terminator 1 and 2.
As you should.
Yep.
No kidding.
Well, I'll watch it. I'll watch at least the pilot. I usually do, but after the last several handfuls of Terminator films, I'm not excited at all.
Hey,
Other
you
than
can at
that,
least count on me to do a full video review of the whole thing because I'll be binging that shit when it comes out August 27th.
Nice. Yeah, if I still have Netflix by then, if
If they don't jack up the price by the end of the year.
Yeah, if my Cobra
Yeah.
Kai subscription doesn't end before then yeah. Which I was kind of disappointed with the first 5 episodes, to be honest. Not
I am like
disappointed,
4
but-
seasons behind on Cobra Kai. I have nothing to say.
Yeah, I wasn't very impressed with the last season, and this one kind of feels like more of the same to me. Well, there's
Okay.
good parts in the last season, but I feel like they kind of just misused Terry Silver and like towards the end. But
Oh, that's too bad. I mean, I have been wanting to check it out, but like once it hit Netflix, I'm like, I'll get around to this eventually when it ends. I didn't think it would actually go like 6 full seasons, so I'm like,
Yeah.
oh shit, now I better get caught up because it's the last season anyway.
yeah, at
I'm
least they're
gonna-
smart and they're putting an end cap on it instead of trying to squeeze it for everything it's got.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose some Gen X credibility here, but I was never really a big fan of the Karate Kid series.
There's nothing wrong with that at all.
I wasn't really either. Like it was one of those ones that, like, I mean, I love Back to the Future, but it's not like one that I revisited all throughout my life. It's kind of the same thing with Karate Kid, and that's why when Cobra Kai first came out, I didn't even like check it out, right? But word of mouth, and then everything else that was coming out was crap. So we gave it a shot, and I live in Texas now, but we used to live in Southern California, like literally within a 10-mile radius, me and my wife, of like where it's filmed at. So it's super nostalgia,
Right.
So yeah, that made it cool too. But yeah, I'm kind of the same way where there's things like Predator, Alien, shit like that, where I'll stop anything I'm doing wherever am at if that comes on, or I walk into somebody's room or whatever, and I'm watching that shit, But those movies didn't really do it for me either.
Yeah, that's more my speed too.
Yeah.
If I ever see the Karate Kid again, I'll gouge my own fucking eyes out.
Well,
Will Smith's one?
they have trigger warnings on Karate Kid now too, because they're very offensive.
Yeah.
It's just so unbelievably stupid. I never liked it. Like when I wanted to learn martial arts as a kid, my dad was so fucking cheap that he rented that movie and told me to watch it and learn it.
God. Wax
And
on,
so then-
wax off.
That's an
Actually
80s thing to
having
do.
gone through martial arts training and learned how to physically kill people fast, like I would just love to go back and like just fight anyone in that fucking movie, just like one-handed, just destroy them.
I need one
Rules,
good nut
rules are
shot.
for bitches. Sorry, I hated that movie. I did.
That's cool.
It's not Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Casey
Keep it
Jones.
moving, Kevin.
All right, I'll keep us moving. All right, so going from the movie that nobody wants to the movie that nobody asked for.
Oh
Mike,
God, another Dark Tower.
Mike
Yeah.
Flanagan has promised that The Exorcist will not get in the way of the new Dark Tower movie. I'm not sure which I'm least excited for.
Is it supposed to be a movie or a TV show?
I don't know.
Oh my God.
I believe it's supposed to be a series. Like that was going to be the differentiating thing. Is this was going to be more in-tuned series that was more like the books than the last movie was. But
Yeah.
I didn't foresee anyone wanting to touch this story after the last movie came out.
They had a good cast, just wasn't very good.
I like a lot of Flanagan's old stuff, but it seems like the more stuff that comes out that he's doing just is not that good. Like I heard because I like the Haunting on Hill House or whatever, the first season.
Yeah.
And then the
Yeah.
Blind Manor was the next one, right? I didn't even watch it because I heard so much bad shit about it. I just heard
I
it was totally
couldn't even
different.
get through the first episode of Blind Manor. It was
See, and
just
I heard that from
so
lots of
bad.
people that loved the first one. So I was like, well, why the fuck am I going to check this out then? Because obviously it's not going to vibe with me either. But I did hear the third one's better. I think you guys actually told me that, or somebody did. I can't remember if it was you or not.
If that's Midnight Mass, I would
Yeah.
say I didn't like it. I actually like Blind Manor more than that one.
Oh, really? Wow.
I mean, there's a
Cross
lot
that
I
off
like,
too.
but the ending just pissed me off. And then he did like a Midnight Club or something like that. And I won't even watch that one. I'm just not interested. It's like they're trying to rip off Stranger Things with his style. And I'm like, I'm not looking for that. I want more original stuff than just trying to lift like 3 different things for one show.
Yeah. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Yep, not a problem. But Mike Flanagan, you know, Dark Tower. I'm a fan of the Dark Tower books. I didn't like the last 3, but up through Wizard and Glass, that's a pretty dope story. So it'll never be adapted properly. I don't see it happening.
Not within our lifetime, anyway.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it'll be long after we're gone. Because
Yep.
by the time they get to book 6, it's going to be Stephen King is going to be in the show playing himself anyway. So,
Oh, well, hey.
because he
He
wrote
always
his own
does.
ass into the goddamn story.
Well, as
Twice.
one does.
No author should fucking do that. I'm sorry. I found that to be very irritating. The references in the first couple of books was one thing. When he got to book 6 and legitimately put his own ass into the fucking story, I was out. Because he decided to lose his fucking outline from years earlier on what he was originally going to do with the story, and he didn't even want to try and figure out, wait, what did I do?
Cocaine.
Maximum overdrive style. Let's go.
Oh, man. Oh, well.
That's okay.
It blows.
It blows. Most all of his adaptations for like, you know what? I'm not even going to go there.
No.
We'll do that on another stream.
Yeah. Let's transition towards the Marvel stuff because we're getting close to the newer, hipper news. So last year or earlier this year, the Disney board tried to overthrow itself so that the Marvel movies can be less woke and be more financially tractionable. That did not work out. So Perlmutter decided to also cash in his shares, which was about what? 25.6 million shares that came out for almost $3 billion once his sale ended. So he's no longer on the Disney board, no longer with Marvel at all, but he is $3 billion richer for it. At this point, I think he could make his own superhero movie.
Yep. Oh, Big Ike. He's done.
I mean, that sucks, but I did enjoy the first 3 phases of Marvel movies when he was still around more than I did Phase 4. Phase 4 was a giant mess. I did not care for it. I can't say that enough.
Even going into Phase 5, which is the current phase that we're in, is still just kind of like more of the same anyway.
Yes, Phase 5, like we talked about before, is just trying to finish putting out Phase 4, the roadmap for Phase 4 that's still not completed yet.
Yep.
So,
I mean, with Deadpool and Wolverine, at least that's one thing, but that's going to be the exception to the rule. Because what's next? Agatha all along, or whatever the hell it's called now. Then we still have Ironheart. Then we're getting Captain Falcon, or whatever America Brave New World that is, with Pink Hulk. I mean, we're still getting
Pink
more
Hulk.
of the same after this.
Pink Hulk.
It's not Red Hulk. That's Pink Hulk.
I believe it.
piece of shit.
Yeah. So you're not all hyped up or what? It seems like everyone was supposed to be hyped up, and it's not really working. And my kids like are all the normies. All like my wife's like, oh, Robert Downey Jr. Da, 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 da. You know, but it feels like they're throwing everything up against the wall, and it seems like it's a sign of desperation. And I kind of
it is.
I've kind of already suspected this. I was saying that like way back when they started kind of mentioning Doctor Doom and stuff. Like I'd rather see some proper Doctor Doom stories. Again, we're like going to start at the end of like his arc and his power level, like Secret Wars, God Emperor Doom. You don't usually want to start there, right? You want to start with like ground level Doom, working his way up, being thwarted several times, and also get a correct Doctor Doom in the first place, because we've only gotten Electric Man up to this point. You know, we haven't gotten a real Doctor Doom, science and magic.
Makes me think of Ernest from Ernest Goes to Jail. Electro Man.
Electro Man.
Yeah, I mean that's how they've portrayed him, right? Really?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Well, and the first two, yeah, he had the electrical powers because he got hit by the cosmic rays when the 4 did, and then whatever the fuck negative zone bullshit they did with him in Fan 4 Stick.
Yeah, that was fucking weird. I think the casting for the first two is great. Like, I really don't have a problem. I didn't have a problem with Jessica Alba. I didn't have a problem with Chris Evans. I thought he killed it, and I didn't even have a problem with the Mr. Fantastic was fine. Like, I thought they were all good. Michael Chiklis back then, he was really popular from like the Shield.
Oh, yeah, Chiklis was great.
And the guy that played Doom was fine too. Like he had the right demeanor and stuff like that. They just obviously didn't portray that character correctly.
No,
you know?
Right.
Absolutely not.
It's weird. I like those movies. I just don't love them. They could have been so much better.
I mean,
I feel like that about all the old Marvel movies, you know?
I'll watch them when they come on, but I'm not going to go out of my way.
Right.
Yeah, no. And I won't watch the last one, the fourth Fantastic Four movie, like, at all.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, well,
I'll go watch the 94 version anytime over that one.
Yeah,
the Tim they Story did the cell animation for the Torch.
Yeah, like anything is better than that last one.
The Josh Trank one. He did great with Chronicle. He couldn't really do it with Fantastic Four, but
that was a steaming pile of shit.
Dog shit.
Oh.
But you guys have said the magic word, so I need to throw up the no spoiler warning. Because apparently I'm the only person here that's seen Deadpool and Wolverine so far.
I've seen it.
I haven't gotten to go to the movies yet.
I knew Justin, so and I'm like, oh, I know this is coming.
Oh, well, you know, I kind of debated about the whole convolutedness of the multiverse and all that stuff. But you know, I was on Words of Paradise last night, like super late, like 6 a.m. But he had some good arguments, like, hey, I didn't even watch Loki, and I understood like the multiverse and the different universes and this and that because it was explained pretty well, which is true. But I would still argue the story is not that good. Like you definitely, and I'm not saying the movie's not good. It's what you want a Deadpool movie to be or a Wolverine movie to be, especially because Wolverine movies were PG-13 except for Logan. So yeah, that's all good and fine. But it's like, again, to rest like, hey, this is the direction the MCU is going. It's going to be great. I mean, I don't want them to just think, hey, as long as there's blood, as long as we say the word fuck, and, you know, as long as we use people that people know, then we're all good. Because what we really still want at the end of the day is good writing, like first and foremost above everything. And I still think Deadpool 1's like above and beyond like the other two for sure, even though there's cool elements of both the other Deadpools.
My takeaway from this third movie is this was the weakest of all three of the stories.
Yeah.
Like, it is the absolute weakest of all three of the stories. But it very well may be the most rewatchable MCU movie yet.
Oh, I don't know about that.
It was so fucking exciting to watch. It was not good at the beginning and the end. Like, I'm going to be very real. I was very bored. Like, compared to the other two, it didn't have that get 'em up and go. But when it did get up and go, it didn't stop for shit, and it was really good. I always complain about Alien vs. Predator. Like, I went to that movie so fucking excited, and I waited God knows how long to finally get to see those two creatures fight. It was like, what, an hour into the movie, and you don't even get to see them fight that much. The main movie is all these stupid humans that you don't give a shit about.
No
You're there
kidding.
to see Alien vs. Predator, not all these other fucking people and their stupid ass story. In this movie, you're there to see Deadpool and Wolverine. You're not there to see everyone else and their stupid ass story. And guess what? That's exactly what you got in this picture. You did not get all the other cast members. They're there, but their story was not in the forefront. It was not important. And it was, you did not care about them because you were engaged in the action between Deadpool and Wolverine. It was really exciting to watch. The banter between them is fantastic. If you've ever seen them off camera, you know what to expect.
Yep.
My only gripe about the film and them leading up to it is this is one of those films, and this still here, it says that they planted false leaks. No, they didn't. They didn't. There was one scene that I saw that was different from the previews than it was in the movie. Otherwise, everything else that they've shown you is pretty much exactly the way it is in the movie. I hate when they fucking do that because it tells you like everything.
So my 15-year-old was saying the same shit, and my wife's like, "Oh, here's the final trailer." She goes, "I don't want to watch it, Mom. I don't want to fuck because it's going to tell me more about the movie." And then she watched it and got all pissed. And then, I mean, they did keep some stuff hidden. There's a pretty good amount of stuff hidden. Yeah, there's a pretty good amount of Easter eggs, especially like the AOA stuff and all that. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about without like spoilering it. But
I woke up Friday morning and I'm flipping through my phone, or excuse me, Thursday morning, because I saw it Thursday night. And I'm flipping through my phone and I see an ad on Facebook for a group that I'm not even a fucking part of, that tells you all the cameos that were in the movie. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't even subscribe to you.
There was stuff like that on Twitter too. There was a couple of prominent people in the geek community that Thursday morning were putting out spoilers, and other content creators and YouTubers and whatnot were all like, yo, what the fuck? At least spoiler tag that shit. Even we hadn't seen the fucking movie at that point. And I'm not gonna like do names. I don't do YouTube drama or none of that. I don't give a shit. But like, that was ridiculous to even see that somebody was doing that before anybody else could even see the movie. At least give people a fucking day or two to watch the fucking movie.
Yeah. Because that means some asshole from the premiere saw it and came home and fucking posted the shit.
Yep.
Like, come on, really? It's just annoying. And EW, Entertainment Weekly, was posting pictures this morning of all the people from the fucking that were in the movie. Christ. And it's like, y'all, technically it hasn't even been out for 24 legal hours yet. Like, give it a chance. Give people a chance to go see the fucking movie. Be surprised. Don't you want to go be surprised when you see a movie, especially for as expensive as these fucking tickets are?
Yeah. Right. Oh yeah. Amy was like, "Hey, can we go like this night or that night?" And I'm like, "Well, those are technically budget nights," but I was looking at the prices and I'm like, "Those are not budget ticket prices." It's like, oh shit.
There's a reason I only go see matinees.
Well, I had been stacking up all our movie credits at Cinemark, so we got all 4 of our tickets for free. So
there you go.
Nice.
I think we paid the upgrade for 3D or something, whatever. But
okay, yeah.
It was pretty clean in 3D. I didn't mind it. It was good.
It was wet. It was very wet.
Yeah.
a lot of arterial spray. Not a lot of stupid jokes. The special effects were all pretty top notch when it came to certain mutant abilities with the 3D.
The TVA and the MCU storyline just weighed it down, like right from the get. Even my daughter, who ended up loving it, she looked at me and rolled her eyes, like right when that first TVA gate opened up. She's like, "Oh no, God!" But It is what it is. I've been on record for a long time. I do not like the Cassandra Nova character. I never fucking have. That actress, like knocked it out the park. She did a fucking great job. I think they portrayed her skill set very well. I would have wanted to see more astral plane like type stuff. Whatever. We got that in X-Men '97, so I'm not gonna like lose any sleep over it. They did some pretty unique.
Okay.
Rated R horror-esque things that they could do with that character that they kind of did. They were like not too horror-esque, but like body horror type
Just
shit.
enough.
Yeah, just enough. But I was pretty impressed. Like again, for somebody who can't stand, because technically that character doesn't exist. She can't exist because she's in the womb with Charles Xavier, and then he psionically blasts her and kills her. Well, guess what, everyone? Mutants don't get their powers until their fucking X gene goes off when they're in puberty. And he was fucking in the womb still, so he didn't have his powers, and that's verified like in the comics, like way before that, 30 years before. But that's what happens when you start rebooting shit, because that was Grant Morrison's reboot. That was the beginning of the new start on the X-Men. So
because Grant Morrison's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I loved his JLA run, but his X-Men run was the biggest pile of dog shit I ever read.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep. That's why I liked in X-Men '97. They took the E is for Extinction storyline. They used elements of it, and they used a X-Men '90s character as the villain still. So that shit worked for me.
Yeah, they fixed it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I'll fucking watch it then.
You should watch it, man. I don't think you'll regret it. If you even did you watch the old show or no?
You bet I did, and I have the
Okay.
DVD collection that my wife and I just rewatched like a couple of years ago, and I'm like, all right. Well, now that people have actually seen it, and I've heard like the good word of mouth and everything, I'm like, okay, I'll watch it now, especially from like Kevin and other people that have seen it that I know, and especially you, Justin. Like, yeah, I'll finally get around to watching it.
You'll like it. You're not going to be disappointed. Like honestly, like some of those last couple episodes, like the score is almost like freaking out of a movie type quality score. Like they really put a lot into it. My only biggest complaint was they burned through the storylines. I would have liked them to breathe longer. Sure. Have four episode arcs like the Phoenix and Dark Phoenix arcs in the 90s actual run. But hindsight's 2020, they fired Bo DeMaio anyways. So if we would have been stuck now on the first like 2 or 3 storylines and not burned through all that, then we probably never would have got to see any of this other stuff. So I guess it kind of all worked out the way it should have.
Yeah, my one concern is what they're doing with season 3. That's when we finally get the new showrunner in full force, and it's like, oh god. I know when Bo got fired, like everybody's like, oh shit, this show sucks now. It's like maybe he wasn't so bad, and I know Angry Badgers talked to him, like he's been on some other streams. It's like, guy seems fine. I don't get what the problem was, but I'll give it a crack.
I went in hard on, but because that's how they marketed it. They marketed it to where everybody would be pissed, And then I kind of read in, I went back and I looked at everything he said, and I looked at, he put in like, himself insert as Morph, but he also put a lot of things because he was adopted as a kid, right? So you kind of get that vibe in the storyline when you have like, I'm not going to spoil it for you. There's elements in it that has to do with, saying goodbye. And they were like versions of like what a parent would do when they're giving their kid up for adoption, like type shit like that I got out of it. Like I could read, that's an insert that he did also, but it's like to play to that effect as well. But it's not like the story, it's just implemented into the story. So yeah, cool. I think you'll like it, dude. I'm pretty excited for season 2. It's already set up. Now they could go in there and chop shop it. Like we don't know,
Yeah.
Again, nothing's ever come out of anything he did wrong. We've only heard about how hard he is to work with, and that usually means he's passionate and cared about what he was doing. So my only worry is like someone like Nate Moore comes around like, oh, this is too comic book. We need to chop this thing down and put all the shit I want in this, because he's famous for saying that. Right. But yeah, I mean, otherwise, I think the scripts are like, I know the story outline's done for season 2, right? Like pretty much from what I understood.
Yeah, I want to say it's in production. It's 3 that's being written and fleshed out now. That's taking his road work, and now they're fleshing it out. He had points plot points that he wanted to do for season 3. But now they're starting to take that and make it their own.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
2 should be very similar. Like, it definitely runs off a bunch of 90s runs, the way they ended it. And, you know, they're like mid 90s runs that some of them aren't on the main X-Men books, but they're on some side stories that will all connect all of it. So
Okay.
yeah, it should be very similar themed.
Right on. I am gonna check it out.
I am going to use them to segue into this picture because they're on this picture.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
So this is Marvel's image, their big image for their section of Comic-Con this weekend. And of course, it's centered with Deadpool and Wolverine. You've got Miles Morales on there, Hulk, X-Men 97, and Fantastic Four. That's what they're really focusing on this weekend. And so the X-Men 97, that's going to be a big part of it. Bo DeMeo was there. He was not there in any capacity with Marvel or Disney. He was there as a fan. He wasn't at any of the panels. He went and stood in line to meet Storm, shook her hand, gave her a hug when she realized who he was, of course, because they worked on Zoom together for so long.
Aw.
And he said he was trying really, really hard not to cry. I replied, I'm like, I would have just said, fuck it, and cried.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I would have met her just like on the street, recognizing her voice, I probably would cry. I just would. She has the most beautiful voice ever.
Who the fuck is that Spider-Man in that? Is that Miles?
That's Miles.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Front and center.
Ugh.
Front and left, I guess you could say.
Yeah, Peter's going to take a back seat pretty soon, I'm pretty sure.
For a while, he has been.
Yeah. So, but then Marvel went on yesterday to talk about their comics. They're going to be celebrating 85 years of Marvel. This year, they're going to be focusing on 50 years of Deathlock, 50
Woohoo!
years of Iron Fist, and 50 years of Wolverine. I don't care so much about Deathlock and Iron Fist, but golly, 50 years of Wolverine just fucking ages me.
Mm.
Deathlock was
74
awesome,
then?
man.
Jesus.
I like Deathlock. Not the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. version, but the comic version.
He was okay. I didn't dislike him that much.
He was all right.
The comics version looks way, way cooler than the Agents.
Oh,
of
yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So, but
Yeah, that's
and
pretty
then,
rad.
Fantastic Four news. They put this image out again. So this is the new art that they put out for Fantastic Four. Please look at the L, the bottom of the L. For those of everyone who's been upset that there's the female Silver Surfer. Shala Bal was the name of Norrin Rad's girlfriend or his wife that he became the Silver Surfer for. Justin, please correct me if I'm getting any of this wrong.
Yep.
That's the two of them. That's their silhouettes on the bottom of the L. Both are surfing. One is Norrin Rad and the other one is Shala Bal, as far as I could see.
Well, you know what, though? She never had her own board.
No, she never did.
She never appeared as Silver Surfer in a Silver Surfer comic because she was only in Earth X, which is an alternate universe, and she lasted 4 panels or 6 panels. I don't know. I got 3 videos on it.
Make the most out of so little.
Well, no, it wasn't just about her, but it was about people that were reading off Wikipedia because they were saying, "Oh, and Silver Surfer created Zen Law," and I'm like, when I read that, I'm like, created? He's fucking from it. And then I went back, I looked, I Wikipedia'd it, and that's what it says because they've retconned the whole Zen Law thing when they came out with Silver Surfer Black in 2019 or 2021, whatever it was. So then it came back to where he created Zen Law, so it makes a big time loop. That's the thing with retcon. That's why continuity is so important. That's why people don't get it. Like, well, I mean, a lot of people do get it, but these other like weirdos are like, it doesn't matter. It's just, we're just changing this, that, and the end, but it changes the whole concept. Like anyone that really knew the Silver Surfer, read Silver Surfer comics for a decade or 2 decades or 3, like they would know automatically that set off like an alarm, like created Zen Law. That's like his home planet.
Like, yeah, he becomes Silver Surfer to save that planet.
Do you think maybe they added him into the movie because of the backlash?
Yeah.
I would think
Probably.
Probably to appease everybody. And I get it. Like they've been making mistakes as far as gender swapping things to almost an annoying degree, depending upon when and where they do it. And Silver Surfer, I don't know if that's one of the cases where it would have been so offensive. But later on, there's going to be a picture I'll show you guys where it is kind of like, why did they do that? And that's going to be with that'll end up being with Batman later.
Ah, I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, but to go on with Fantastic Four, the cast put up this picture with their first mission together. Cafeteria at San Diego Comic-Con.
Can they just pop Pedro's head now?
She's trying. She's trying.
Try harder.
Oh, hey, can you put the banner back up? The Fantastic Four, the original, the banner, or the Marvel banner that had them in like animation.
Oh,
yeah, no, the other one. Yes. So who's leading the way there too? Good old Sue, right? I'm just saying because they always make it a big deal, like when they do What If, and they do this. It's the positioning thing, right? I have a feeling Sue's going to be the leader, not Reed. Reed's going to kind of be like playing second fiddle to Sue in this, which maybe it may be okay because what's her name's a stronger actor than Pedro, but I have a feeling that's what we're going to get.
All of these actors are stronger than Pedro.
I know.
I mean, especially Ebon playing as Ben and the Thing. Like, we just watched him as Micro in the fucking Punisher show, for fuck's sake. Like, come on. Like, clearly these guys can all act circles around Pedro, and Pedro's just the biggest mistake outside of making Sue the lead in this movie. That and Galactus, like, I am not sold on this movie.
They should have started with Mole Man, because I thought the MCU was about doing different beginnings and not having the same story that's already been portrayed. Well, then start with Mole Man, because that's actually their first villain.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fucking what's his
My
name?
question is, why the fuck do they have Herbie in there?
Yeah.
I mean, did they have to go like old animated series deep cut on that shit?
Yeah.
Fucking
Because
hated
they're
Herbie in that old show.
They're afraid that people or kids might light themselves on fire. See the Human Torch and be like,
they don't want to be flaming, everybody.
Now picture all this, but all over.
Actually, they didn't have rights to the Torch because they were trying to get him his own series at the time. That's why they put Herbie in.
I thought it was
animated series. Had nothing to do with being afraid of people lighting themselves on fire. It had everything to do with rights.
Oh, is it because of the original Human Torch, the android that was in? With
they were going to try to do something else with the character in animations. So when they were doing the new Fantastic Four, they couldn't use Johnny Storm for that.
Jesus.
So that's when they put that stupid ass robot in there.
Man, that stinks.
That's wild, yo.
Right.
Well, here's something else. In Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, it was not originally going to be Firestar, who they created for that show, but it was going to be Johnny Storm instead. It's going to be Spider-Man, the Torch, and Iceman.
Now, I like...
Oh, go for it.
I like that show as it is. It was still one of my favorite shows, but golly, that would have made a lot more sense.
That's why they did it, though. They're like, okay, so we'll make our own, basically, our own Torch.
With hookers and blackjack.
Hookers and blackjack. Let's go. Sounds like a good time, Kevin.
Yeah. Speaking of hookers and blackjack, so
Kevin.
Kevin went on to discuss the elements of the new Blade movie and how it's important that, given that they figured out how to, make a good Deadpool and Wolverine movie, that it needed to be rated R. Now that they're certain that they need to not push this Blade movie and that it needs to be rated R.
That's what we're leading with Blade. It's going to be R-rated.
That should have not even needed to be announced. That should just be common knowledge.
It shouldn't even have been a discussion.
Yep.
Like, of course it's going to be fucking R-rated. If it's
Oh,
not,
for
you're
fuck's
going to lose
sake.
everybody anyway.
They're trying to reassure, I guess, because everybody said, what is the Punisher going to be squirt gunning people or using his katana blades from the rebooted Punisher? So maybe that's what they're trying to do. They're reassuring everyone. I heard the actors are out there cussing on Comic-Con floor, like, because they're trying to show, like, we're edgy now. We're Marvel edge. Now that we've done Deadpool, we can all say fuck and everything will be okay.
That was Wyatt Russell. Yeah, Wyatt Russell, when it was out there going, people are going to fucking love me.
Yeah.
Well, nobody likes U.S. Agent. That's why they fucking love you. Fucking idiot. We get it, you tool.
Hey, but honestly, U.S. Agent was the best part of that whole fucking show, that whole nightmare of a show. He was actually doing the right shit when everyone else was acting like a bunch of fucking idiots.
Well, he was the one that was supposed to be acting like a fucking idiot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know.
But people, when they were talking about the Blade news, and I'm kind of like, why are they discussing this on Friday night? The movie's news isn't until Saturday night. And then I was kind of like, all right, well, whatever. And then I'm sitting here looking at his hat going, what's up with his hat? Because he's always wearing like a Marvel hat.
That's what I thought it was.
I thought it was too. It's actually the poster or the new image from the Thunderbolts movie.
Oh.
So
doesn't look like it.
No, it doesn't. It looks like supervillains that roll back prices.
Yeah.
That's probably what we're going to get. Bingo.
That's dope. Oh, God, I love it.
Oh, God. That's catchy.
Some videos I should probably take down from our little section, but not that one.
So, and then let's see here. What else happened last night? Oh, The Boys, they came out and said that they have a prequel coming out that'll be starring Jensen Ackles. Anger?
Fuck that goddamn show and all that bullshit. Jesus Christ. I had the same reaction last night when you fucking messaged me that shit. I'm like, no. Like, god damn it. Like, they feel like we got 55 million fucking views for The Boys season 4, so we're gonna do more. Fuck. You're quadrupling down on this shit just like fucking Disney and their bullshit. Like, get off the horse. The shit is going to be stupid and it's going to suck too. I like Jensen Ackles, and this is, I'm not interested. I'm out after season 5. I don't, if y'all want videos on that other shit, we better be monetized and you better send in super chats for that shit because I'm not doing it otherwise. Fuck.
Also announced last night, the Kardashians will be renewed for a 6th season, indicating 6 more weeks of summer.
I can't do it anymore. My head is exploding.
Oh, God.
Jason Blum put out a picture
Oh, my God.
of a brand new
I didn't catch that part. Oh, my God.
Yep. King Spawn.
Can we get the fucking real one first? I mean,
well said.
Not just is it King Spawn, but good old Todd went out on the Comic-Con panel that night and told everybody that he is actively looking for a director for this movie.
I'll do it.
Me too. Todd, call us, baby.
We're cheaper.
Yep. We'll wrestle each over the fucking price too.
Yeah. I will undercut everybody by a pretty good portion, just so I can quit my job and not have to do that shit no more.
I like your idea of Robert Eggers directed Spawn movie. That would be fucking awesome.
That's
dude.
what I'm
I
saying.
think it'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the one that just had him as a elemental force in the background?
Hmm.
Was that the old plot line that had Spawn being the elemental force in the background?
No, I'm talking about the director, Robert Eggers.
Oh.
for like what's he did? Nosferatu, Northman, The Witch,
Oh,
Lighthouse.
Yeah.
Lighthouse.
Yep.
I mean, that'd be right up his fucking. I mean, I guess, yeah. I mean, technically, it would be. You know, even though it's a comic book character, it's up his alley, I'd say.
And Kevin, what you're thinking about is when they rumored to be talking about how to adapt Spawn about 15 years ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
Jamie Foxx was
Todd's
a rumor,
been fighting
right?
this for years.
The Jamie Foxx shit was a rumor a long time ago. It's not. It wouldn't be his actual casting, right?
He is tied to the movie, but I don't
Was
know.
tied.
Oh, he's no longer.
Well, he was tied to previous scripts. I don't know if they would have to sign a new deal with him for a letter of intent or something like that. But this one he is not tied to. Todd actually came out today. I should probably find the tweet, but he did come out today and he said, I do want Jamie, but he's not tied to this script.
That's kind of too bad.
Jamie would be all right, I would think, if he's still able to act. I haven't seen him act in anything since Amazing Spider-Man or No Way Home.
You still haven't seen the last Spider-Man movie?
No Way Home?
Yeah, the third one, the one with Doctor Strange.
I saw that one. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
On the Way
talking
Home.
about. I haven't seen him since that movie, is what I'm saying.
Oh, well, that was the cool thing. That was, yeah. Anyway, I liked him in that one. It was the one previous to that where I'm kind of like, wasted talent.
Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, wasted talent.
That franchise had potential. They killed it on that second movie, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the first one.
Yeah.
Because I liked him constructing the web slinger and the web cartridges and all that. Because that's the way it was in the comics, or in the cartoons. And he'd always get into an issue where one of them got damaged or they ran out of
ran out of fluid.
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield was also just had better quips too.
Yeah, as Spider-Man for sure.
For me personally, I liked him better.
I think I like Toby's Peter Parker better, but I think I like
Yes.
Andrew's Spider-Man better. And then obviously the organic web. That's a Sam Raimi thing, obviously. So
Yeah.
nobody gave a shit back then because the movies were so damn good. It didn't matter. But,
Pretty
but
much.
it was refreshing to get the Amazing Spider-Man version.
Yeah.
I
Kevin.
didn't like the Sam Raimi movies.
Really?
I never did.
You were a Daredevil fan, weren't you, back then?
I didn't mind the Daredevil movie, actually.
I didn't either.
On a level of comparison, up until the point of Bullseye, I thought it was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But the Sam Raimi movies became too much about Peter and MJ, and they changed too many things that were really important to me, like the way the Green Goblin looked, how dangerous the Green Goblin was, how savage and smart and survivor he was, and he made none of that. And then the third movie was just an absolute mess.
What about Doc Ock though? You didn't like the portrayal of Dr. Octopus?
That was perfect. That was beyond perfect, beyond anything that could have been done in the comic books, I think. But it was also a 2-hour movie about impotence. Like, the movie is about him not being able to get it up. He has performance issues throughout the entire flick until he can get it up again. And then, flip, it's all working again. It's a movie about fucking impotence that had Alfred Molina in it. It's like, oh, good, Alfred Molina. Oh, wait, Peter's impotent again.
Probably not sponsored by Blue Chew, everybody.
That's an interesting take. And it goes hand in hand with the organic web too, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, he's got nothing out of it. Anyway.
Happens to a lot of guys, Pete.
Hand in hand.
They were good because we didn't know any better. We didn't have any level of comparison. Spider-Man and X-Men were not good movies. They were fun, but they're not great films.
See, I still like a lot of the old ones, even the bad ones. Like I'm gonna do reviews on all of them because I'm gonna start
Nice.
picking a lot of the comic book accurate, because even like Wolverine Origins has a lot of comic accuracy to it, but it's just a shit show of a movie, and it's also some of that's the newest version of the retcon of the retcon of the retcon of the origin, which again I'm not for. But there is good part. Like I'll go back. I was gonna do a rating like last night, but I just didn't have time because I rambled too much about the whole possibility of the X-Men in the future in the MCU. But when I do my rankings, like I still think, even though The Last Stand sucks, it's a hell of a lot better movie than Age of Apocalypse or Dark Phoenix. You know,
Agreed.
because there's actually some stakes, like shit happens. Sure, some of it's somewhat comic accurate, some of it's not. But like it had my daughter who just rewatched them all. She's like, wow, like these are better, like all the X-Men movies are better than any of this new MCU shit, you know, for phase 4 and whatnot. But I mean, she cried like 2 or 3 different times in Last Stand. So to me, that's the sign that there's something there, you know, because, you know, my kid's not just crying every time she watches the movie. But like then you watch Dark Phoenix and it didn't evoke any kind of emotion or anything out of her.
That movie pissed me off.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the Dark Phoenix storyline. I even went back and read the comics, and like, God, they just can't get it fucking right. Except
they have to do a trilogy or at least a duology with some long, like Zack Snyder length movies, you know, to be able to get it done right.
That's true.
But I think there's so many great storylines. They don't got to go to that well again. You know, I hope they won't, because they like to pride themselves on not reusing storylines. So hopefully they'll stick to that.
Yeah.
Until it gets to Winter Soldier, then they're gonna reuse that storyline as often as they fucking can, because that was their last successful picture.
Yeah.
Well, not successful, but the last Captain America movie that everyone really loved.
Yeah,
anyway.
I think Civil War was close behind. Like, I don't think it was too far behind.
Oh, you mean Avengers 3?
Yeah,
I liked it. I don't know why people didn't. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, it's kind of like Age of Ultron. I think Age of Ultron's got a lot of good hitting stuff, like in the storyline. Like, yeah, it's kind of a little convoluted and a little messy because they're introducing, like, you know, all these extra characters. But like Black Widow, like there's some good moments with her where she's like, you know, talking about being sterilized in the Red Room and this, that, and the other. All for no, I know, but I mean, I'm just saying it's this horror, like this comparison of her versus the Hulk and yada yada yada. And then you get to her movie and they're joking around about fucking their, you know, having their organs removed and shit like that, like Yelena Belova, and it totally clowns and like shits all over that scene in Age of Ultron. So yeah, I don't know. I think they had good stuff in that movie. It just didn't hit as good as the other ones. The first Avengers is still probably one of the better ones. Yeah.
I'm stuck on hysterectomies now. Anyway.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's Kevin, everybody.
I've got hot pictures of hot women that we're talking about coming up later tonight, and all I could think of is hysterectomies now. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well done.
Anyway, on to our little blue pill. Also announced last night, the new logo for Detective Comics and Detective Comics Studios will be
the old logo.
The new old logo.
The one from, I believe that one
Looks
debuted
great,
in
though.
1976. Yeah, I was right.
Yep.
1976.
Yep, from 76 to 2004, that logo graced the cover of every single DC comic book that was around. And so that's
the logo
the
they
year
ever
I
should
was
have used
born.
after that.
That's the best one, yeah, for sure.
It's been my
Debuted
favorite.
the year I was born. That's all I know.
It's on every DC comic that I've bought that I truly, truly love, that's on there.
All my old ones have
Same,
that
yeah.
logo. Love it.
Same.
So I can't be upset about that. I thought it was absolutely awesome.
Good move.
James Gunn said that there was only one choice for him when it came to finding a symbol that showed everybody what DC was about, going back to their roots, and it was the original logo. And I'm like, yeah, duh. Why not? And that's really what it seems like he's trying to do with DC. And I say that,
hope.
Yes, I hope.
Aesthetically, though, yeah, for sure. It seems like that's what he's trying to do. He's Gen X like us, too, right? It's a Gen X panel right here.
I think so.
I think he's roughly our age, though. Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
And then he released a trailer and an image for
Creature Commando.
Yeah,
Oh,
Creature
I haven't.
Commandos.
Is the trailer available or no? Or is this just at Comic-Con, or you can actually view it?
I think it is viewable. Let me see if I could bring it up.
I'll take a look, Kevin, if you want to.
All right. I don't know anything about Creature Commandos.
I don't
you
either.
guys want to tell me about this one, Chad?
That one I don't know shit about.
It
I
looks
just keep
to
wondering
me,
if that one dude is the atomic skull in there, but
And
I
is that
have no
Weasel
fucking-
in the middle with his tongue flapping around? Is that supposed to be Weasel, like from the Suicide Squad?
no fucking idea.
it looks kind of like it, doesn't it?
All I know is the Bride and Frankenstein's monster. That's the only two I recognize. Like I said, the one dude that looks like fucking Blight from Batman Beyond. I keep wondering if that's the atomic skull.
And the other guy kind of looks like Doom Patrol or whatever, right? Like a different version. Well,
Maybe.
he's silver though, right?
Yeah.
Or Rick Flag.
It might be Rick Flag for all we know.
True.
Right. That was a dumb decision to kill him off in that movie too. They should have killed off fucking Peacemaker, not Rick Flag.
That's what I thought. But he wanted to get that TV show going.
I would have much rather. I would have liked to see a either a Rick
show.
Flag show or who was Idris Elba's character again?
Oh God,
Oh.
who was he?
I
Fuck, I
want
don't
to say
remember.
Deadshot, but it's not Deadshot because that's who Will Smith was in the other one.
Yeah. Fuck, I don't remember.
I'll look it up.
Bloodsport?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that was Bloodsport.
Ooh, I know shit.
Kevin for the win.
I think what they did with his character was cool though, like the tech they gave him and stuff like that. I would have liked to see a little more of that over Peacemaker for sure.
All right. Creature Commando. Davis, too. Okay.
Yeah, they used her for the voice for Waller, right?
Yeah, they're keeping all the actors the same between live action. So when they appear in the live action movies, it will be the voice actors, too.
But she was used in the other universe. I thought they were rebooting all of it. Or is
Not
it just not Henry Cavill. That's the only one we're not keeping around.
Yeah, Peacemaker Season 2 is basically the reboot of Peacemaker that's going to be included in the DCU going forward.
Gotcha.
That's like
Not
the
gonna
only
lie.
exception, but it's still like, stop cherry picking. Like, don't do
Yeah.
that because your brother and like everybody else is in the show. Like,
Yeah,
we don't need John
exactly.
Cena back. It's okay.
I
would
do.
find
You're
the Waller in was it Arrow or whatever? I think she was decent too.
CCH Pounder. Get the Waller back from the
There you
old Justice
go.
League and Justice League Unlimited shows.
Goddamn
Yeah.
right. She was scary as Waller.
Dude, no fucking kidding.
She was great.
She was the best Waller. She nailed it.
Yeah, man. Her and Kevin Conroy fucking
Oh,
nose
yeah.
to nose.
Oh God, those are some of the
Boom.
best Batman moments. Oh, I love that. I got to go back and rewatch that now.
Yep.
Here, let me help you. Don't drop it, Kev. There we go. It was
Yeah,
sitting right
that's
there.
what I'm
Badass,
talking
buddy.
about.
Badass.
Anyway. So, on for more DC cartoons. This is just a quick hit. Nothing to show you, unfortunately. Coming up later this year, season 5 of Harley Quinn will be returning. Have not watched
Isn't she
season
Asian
3 and
now?
4.
I thought she's Asian. What happened?
I don't know.
Was that in that new Batman series on Prime that they were doing that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
We
yes.
haven't even gotten to
Crusader?
that. They're doing some other shit.
Yeah, because
I'm not interested in that.
yeah.
The Jar Jar verse.
Oh my god. No, thank you.
You know, it sounds so promising because it's Bruce Timm, and then you find out that Harley's
He's not really
together.
involved. I don't think
Yeah.
he's not that involved. I think they're using him as a front name for the show. I don't think he's highly involved at all. Kind of like consulted with that's why I was kind of worried about X-Men 97 before it came out too, because they only consulted with God, I can't remember the showrunner's name, the original ones. That made me kind of worried too, you know, because then you started hearing all this other stuff. But it ended up, yeah, Julia and is it Eric? Right?
Yeah.
I can't remember their last name. I got the making of book and all that. I can't remember their names right now. But yeah, so same thing. Like they kind of put their names out there, even though they weren't really involved in the creative decisions or anything like that. I think they're using Bruce Timm the same scope for this.
Harsh.
I believe so as well. Like, come on, get me Bruce and Paul back in charge of a fucking show, please, or even a goddamn movie. I would trust those two to actually put something quality out.
Yep.
Oh, you know what? I didn't save the picture of it, so I guess I could spoil the surprise.
I have the link. You want me to put it in your? I can drop it in the private.
Either or. They are gender swapping the Penguin for that show.
Penguinette.
What?
That's what I'm calling her.
Penguinette.
Penguinette.
Oswalda Cobblepot.
Here, let's see. Clip.
And it's Minnie Driver playing her. And she's not short and rotund. She's like Andre the Giant size and rotund.
Oh, like they did with Miss Freeze and the Suicide Squad downloadable content bullshit?
I don't know about that. Did they do that?
Yes, they did. Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. It is Miss Freeze. She's fat and lesbian.
I put it in the private chat if you need it.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Okay.
Let's see here.
I'll get it, Kevin.
All right.
Yeah, there we are. Wow. How is she towering over him? I don't care if he's like bending down, but like Jesus Christ. You should never be like looking up to the Penguin.
Oswalda.
Oh my God. No wonder why HBO Max was like, you know what? No, we ain't putting this shit on our network. We're selling it to somebody else.
So it's Amazon, right? Isn't this Prime? They license it out.
Yeah, it's Prime.
They sent it to the chick that got rid of Conan and what's his name, showrunner House of the Dragon, because it was too toxic. They sent it over to her. Oh, she'll run with this one.
Ryan Condal.
Yeah.
She reminds me of Connie from Brickleberry. And that's not a fucking compliment.
Oh my God. Driver acknowledged that some purists may take issue with a female Cobblepot, but she insists that the character still brings the essence of the Penguin. I highly doubt it. If we're lucky enough to be invited onto the stage to inhabit these characters that already exist in the ether, we just sort of rise up to meet them. And this was such a beautiful retelling of that villain. It was joyful, and I mean, she's dreadful. No, you're dreadful, and no.
I don't want to sound like a douche when I say this, but I'm out.
Yeah.
J.J. Abrams.
Jar Jar the franchise killer.
Fuck off, J.J.
I'm not
Stay in
interested
Director
in that
Hell.
so much.
Or Director Jail, whatever you're in.
Yeah.
I hope they can keep Harley cool. They've changed Harley in ways that don't bother me as much, other than her look. But
The voice don't work for me.
Then yeah, that might be an issue for me.
I like Kaylee Cuoco, but I don't know. Her as Harley is like, no thank you.
Oh, hi, Mr. J.
Oh,
Sheldon!
Haley's great as Harley. She's great as Harley. I was talking about the new actress, the Asian Harley.
That's what I was doing. Hello, Mr. J. How are you?
Welcome to Saturday, everybody.
God damn.
I have your dry cleaning bill.
Anyway, before we get in trouble for that, so they closed out Friday night Comic-Con.
Oh yeah, that's right.
By catching the goddamn roof on fire. This was pretty great. That took 3 or 4 trucks to show up. The roof of the Comic-Con was actually on fire. This was getting ready for the Penguin series. They created a whole lounge, if you will, a restaurant in the upper part called the Iceberg Lounge, which DC fans realize or will recognize from the Penguin or the Batman. That's the Penguin's Club. And they reconstructed this from the actual TV show that they were doing that is going to take place in between the Batman and the Batman 2, according to Matt Reeves. But a Brazilian bar and grill caught fire in the middle of all that. So, let's see here.
Oh
Hold
my
on.
God.
Where is it? Right here. So everybody had to be evacuated from the building. Nobody was hurt. Nobody got rushed or bummed over or anything like that. And other than the mist, which was already there, nobody really knew anything other than it was a fire drill. But they had to evacuate this part of the building. There was 3 or 4 trucks out there. They had to climb to the roof. They hosed it all down.
Everybody grab a hose.
This is what you paid for.
Penguin's on fire.
Not something you want to see when you're rushed out.
Yeah, right.
We don't need no water. Let the motherfucker burn.
So, and that was the end of Comic-Con for last night. No, I'm sorry, that was not the end of Comic-Con for last night. Is this
No?
How do you
No.
top a fire?
More
Yeah,
fire?
Kevin.
Check this out. So this is how they really ended it. Come back here. I hate share screen. And again, no spoilers, I promise.
Something that I feel like I waited my whole life for.
Thank you so much, everybody. When you go outside, look in the sky. Thank you.
Oh, I know what this is.
In the midnight hour.
I didn't realize it was 3D. That's fucking rad.
I thought those were drones.
They are.
Shit. Yeah, let's fucking go.
Oh, God. I think the Fantastic Four panel was happening today. I haven't heard anything about it though.
Well, you will. You will.
You will.
So that's how last night ended. Let's see here. Where did? Oh, hey, tonight disappeared. Son of a bitch. Hold on 1 second.
Not a problem, dude.
It just reset itself.
Have you guys ever been interested in going to Comic-Con?
Years ago. But
I would have loved to go back in the 90s. Would have been fun.
I went in 94, and that was interesting.
So like like at the cusp of like the beginning of Image, pretty much. Yeah, that's when I would have wanted to go.
Yeah. But before you'd have to mortgage your house, sell a couple of kidneys, and your firstborn.
Just to get a hotel room.
Again.
Oh no, just to get on the wait list for a fucking ticket.
Well, yeah, that too. The hotel prices are nuts. That's why they're trying to move it out of San Diego, actually.
Yeah, I've got some friends who've gone
good luck
down.
finding one in the area.
They're probably going to go to Vegas, is my guess, but
probably.
Might as well. That's where all the
Makes the
fucking
most
hotels
sense.
are.
Oh, and they make
Okay.
fucking shit ton of money. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so here is how things started tonight. Share. Now this is for the MCU panel.
that song is gonna kill me. I swear to God.
I'm already over it.
Fuck you guys! It's a classic.
How much money is Madonna making off of this?
Give me some fucking Paula Abdul already. All right, instead of this shit.
The funny thing is all I could think of is Weird, where where she's only fucking Weird Al just to get her single made into a fucking.
Well, it's one thing when you hear the original version of that song. It's another when you hear modern Madonna singing that shit with what they're playing now.
Yeah, that would
All right.
be different. That would be different. So, but that's how the MCU panel started tonight, and then it immediately followed into the news of they're going to be focusing on 3 movies tonight. They didn't say what they were going to be, but they said they're going to be focusing on 3 movies, and they didn't say anything about TV shows at all. So,
Thank God.
The
I
first
think
one
the
they brought
TV
up,
show's D23 though, right? Because that comes out like in about a month. And
probably.
I think the pattern's been they do the movies at Hall H, and then they do the shows on D23.
I think so. Yeah.
That would be cool because I'd love to see what they're going to have at least 3 TV shows at the same time too, don't they? They usually do what, 2 movies and 3 shows? Is that what
Yeah,
they're
I mean,
doing now?
I would imagine they're going to talk about obviously Agatha because they're going to try to promote it. And
Yeah.
then probably Daredevil Born Again because that's going to be the hey, look, we're changing. And then they'll probably throw Ironheart in there too, right? Because that one's actually done with production, isn't it?
Those are the
that's
ones
been
that they
done for
have
2
to
years.
put out. So everything that they were doing right now that was announced tonight is things that have already been done, with the exception of Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four starts filming on Tuesday.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, they're just getting through Phase 4 shit that's already been done. They're still going through that fucking roadmap from 2 years ago.
They should just be like, what's his name over at Warner did and fucking start writing shit off. That's what they should do.
The Axe,
Expedite.
David Zaslav.
Yeah,
well,
write it
they-
off and move on quick if you're really serious. Because they really have the mulligan. The X-Men is the mulligan like card they could play if they sincerely wanted to change shit around, but I don't think that's going to be the case.
No, I don't think so either. From what they
Agreed.
showed tonight, I don't think so either. Well, the first thing that they showed was Captain America: Brave New World. And the big news from that was they didn't show the leader at all. They said that Giancarlo Esposito's character is not G.W. Washington, of course, or G.W. Bridge. It was not my guess of Taskmaster, an actual Taskmaster. He is actually going to be playing Sidewinder, the leader of the God, what was the name of their gang? Serpent Squad? Anyway, this is what he's going to be looking like in the comics. So that he doesn't look like that in the movie is not much of a surprise to me.
That's an improvement.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I missed Taskmasters.
You got Taskmaster in basically Black Widow. That's all. That's all you get for Taskmaster.
She'll be back. She'll be back.
Scarlet won't be back.
No, she won't, but Taskmaster.
But she got
is.
back.
So there came out and they showed a few pictures from this. And then the big surprise was Harrison Ford came out, took a few pictures, hulked out for everybody. And then they showed a brief clip.
Is he having a stroke?
Yeah,
Maybe.
And when he was all done, he looked so much better for it. But those lights are so hard on your skin. So this part was just a quick snap. Someone took it in the hall. They didn't show this. Basically, they showed a clip from the movie, and it ended with a quick shot of him turning into the Hulk behind the presidential podium. So that's all the new stuff that they showed from Red Hulk. Then they went on to Thunderbolts.
With an asterisk. I love it.
With the rollback asterisk, yes.
Yeah.
That's fucking great.
Florence Pugh will be reprising the role, of course, as Black Widow. She and Sebastian Stan talked the most during the panel, and Sebastian Stan said that her Black Widow character is the standalone Rise Above character in the entire movie. Then things went nuts when Bill Pullman's son said that he would be playing a character named Bob. They didn't say what character would be playing, other than his name is Bob. Everybody knows that Bob is and will no longer be played by Stephen Yeun, now played by Bill Pullman's son. God forgive me, his first name escapes me. Louis Pullman, I think.
I don't know, actually.
I feel like an asshole.
Interesting.
And then, oh no, I didn't get the picture of it. David Harbour came out and freaked everybody out, coming out in costume.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What Red? No,
Red Guardian.
Red Guardian.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they transitioned to their Fantastic Four news. The Fantastic Four's new title is going to be the Fantastic Four First Steps.
Aww. Baby's first steps.
Jesus Christ.
The actual
How lame is that shit?
Fuck are they thinking?
Some jokes just write themselves.
They're doing it as
the memes will happen now.
The 60s, the Man on the Moon, First Step for Mankind. That's what they're doing.
Is that supposed to be the Fantastic Car?
That is the Fantastic Car. They showed it and said it was going to be a Cadillac, something that you'd see out of the Jetsons.
Oh my God.
And they had the cast come out and talk, and then as they were talking, they started bringing this car out above the crowd, and everyone started freaking out. And I'm just kind of like,
what?
Really?
What the actual fuck?
Like they showed a
oh dear God
artist rendering of it, and it looked so much cooler than this. And then they showed this, and I'm just kind of like,
wow.
They haven't slathered it up with CGI yet, so.
Oh God, this is
not good.
This is horrible.
This New York is going to be set in the 60s, but it is a futuristic retro 60s.
So like something from the World's Fair.
Yep.
Yes. So it's you can't get this now in the 60s. You can get this in the land of next Tuesday in the 60s.
Oh, Jesus H. motherfucking Christ.
Yeah. So and
they took Fantastic Car too fucking literally. It was never a goddamn flying car.
No.
Motherfucker.
They might as well have just made it a DeLorean.
Yeah, no fucking kidding.
The director here says he wants to keep the movie based in science. So they called actual scientists to help them go over the script and making the movie. And I'm like,
what the fuck? That's overcomplicating this shit.
So it's going to be like a Disney Plus show. Lots of sitting and talking then, huh?
Fuck me.
And they went out into the desert to find the best rocks to make the thing out of.
Could they crawl under the rocks and never come back?
Thank you.
Man, I want to give this movie a chance, but Jesus Christ, I don't know.
This is not filling me with any kind of confidence or hope that this is going to be anything other than a stealing pile of not shit, but thing rocks.
Way to go, Kevin.
Damn.
And not Kev, but Kevin Feige.
No,
Feige. Fucking idiot. I don't know.
Oh my God. Is this just a movie that's impossible to get right?
I
Well,
hope
for
not.
years, everybody kept screaming, "Oh, Fox can't do this. The only people that could do it right is Marvel. The only people that could do it right is Marvel." This is Marvel's chance to finally prove everybody right. Hey, we got the rights. We're gonna do this right, and this is what we're seeing out of this.
They're not
That
even in the right universe.
No.
No.
if they can't knock this out of the park and make like $2 billion, this is nothing short of a failure. Like if they can't get this right, Fantastic Four is dead. Period.
I just cannot see Ben Grimm behind the wheel of that fucking fantastic car.
He'll fill up the whole fucking car.
Exactly.
He's not supposed to be in it at all. That's the thing.
He's a
Yeah,
goddamn pilot. He's the one who always flew the stupid thing.
They don't want to do it right because what does the
God.
Fantastic Four represent? The
Fucking
nuclear
damn it.
family, the first
Yeah.
family, Marvel.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But anyway,
Yeah.
I got it anyway. Never
Happy
They said it's going to be.
Saturday
It's based on optimism too, right? So they're trying to do what they used to do. We're going to try to upshot everything DC's doing because that's what James Gunn said about the Superman movie. Is when Superman coming out?
Next
Is there a release date? Is it
It's
next year?
July.
Yep.
You know what they said? This movie
Yeah.
will be out in 1 year. And I was listening to some people commenting on it today, like, wow, that's like very
So it's the week
optimistic.
before Superman.
They're going to try to do what they used to do. Oh, you're going to drop BVS. We're going to drop Civil War. So they think like, let's go back. If we do that like we did and we use the actors we used and we use the writer or the directors we used, everything will be okay. That's what I'm getting out of it. Now that
So
I
it
just
sounds-
think about that.
So fast forward 60 years later, Kevin Feige and fucking David Zaslav are playing golf together and taking notes as they're talking to one another.
Trying to
What
throw
do you-
their D's down on the table. Hey, what can we get out first? And we'll actually bomb quicker than the other one.
Right.
So what's that
Race to
guy
the bottom.
doing since we kicked him out? He's doing okay for you guys over there?
We're all in on it.
And
Oh,
then
Secret Wars.
they closed out by telling everybody that the Russo brothers were back for Avengers 5 and 6, which Avengers 6, of course, we all know is going to be called Secret Wars. Avengers 5 was being called Kang Dynasty.
That ain't fucking happening.
No.
They changed it.
Jonathan Majors knocked that shit out of the park. And will
Literally.
will no longer be
You knock that shit into the
playing Kang
gutter.
in that. So they
Oh,
changed it
no.
to
Yeah.
Avengers Doomsday.
Oh, it
I
gets
did not
better.
know about this.
Oh, it gets
Superman-
better.
Superman is going to be getting killed. So, if I may share my screen one more time.
I got that reference.
I did too.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Get ready for it.
I'm out.
One more time.
Yep.
Just for shits and giggles.
As long as he's Tony Stark, not Doctor Doom.
No.
He is Doctor Doom. He is Dr. Doom.
Fuck.
But hey, it's a different reality, so it's okay. Don't worry about it.
Yes.
The multiverse.
Not that I don't think he wouldn't be great, but like, come the fuck on.
I think there's plenty
There-
of other fan casts that were way better. Like, not better, but you just don't need to keep using the same people.
I would have
They're
used
out of
Krasinski.
ideas.
I
Well-
think Viggo Mortensen was a great fan cast. a
Viggo
while
would have
back.
been good.
Oh yeah.
I think so too.
Hey, collect those checks.
Then they could make a joke about taking the ring back to Mordor.
Same task. What can I tell you? I like playing complicated characters.
So he's gonna hide behind a mask for most of the movie anyway. Gotcha.
Did he need a paycheck that badly?
Oh no,
Well,
Marvel
everything
needed
he's done
him back.
since Everything he's done since is bombed, right?
Dr. Dolittle.
Yeah, Dr. Dolittle. I can't remember what else he did. I thought he did another movie too.
He did a documentary on his dad for Netflix.
Gotcha. I thought
That
he
was
did
really
something else.
good.
Was it?
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
He does not need the move. They had to go back to him because of Marvel sucking.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what? I hope he charged him an arm and a leg then.
I guarantee you he did. He's going to be collecting money.
Yeah, because the way he structured his first or his re-signing, whatever it was, by the time Endgame came around, he was.
They didn't want him no more.
Yeah, they were like, we got him his contract now.
Yeah.
Same thing
got
with
the rest
Evans
of the Avengers
too.
fired.
All right.
So, golly, here's my thing about that. Someone at Marvel was sitting there writing ideas and was like, you know what? I'm going to sink this bitch. I'm going to kill this fucker once and for all. I know how to do it. We'll give them what they want, what they think they fucking want. This seems like a bad idea.
I would have preferred an Iron Man 4.
I would have preferred Iron Man 4.
Well, you're getting that. It's called Ironheart. Come
on. Touche.
What are you, a racist, sexist? Come on.
You're damn right I am.
Riri, her comics, man, they used to fly off the shelves, all 30 of them.
All 30 of them?
Oh my God.
I love Robert Downey Jr., and I've wanted Tony to come back to the MCU because the MCU's been pretty lost without Tony. Like, the first so many superhero movies in Phase 4 were like, who's going to be the next Iron Man? Who's going to be the next Iron Man? Nobody ever was. And it got boring after a while. Like, come on. Quit asking that question and either give us Iron Man back or make somebody cool enough to be Iron Man. They tried doing that with Spider-Man, but then they just said, you know what? I quit. I don't want to be Spider-Man no more.
Yep.
Because they don't want to fucking deal with contracts anymore. So they're sucking ass. So I want to hope that Robert Downey Jr. says, you know what? I'm not doing this unless it's a really good story. But I think Disney fucking threw so much goddamn money at him that he's like, you know what? That is a fucking great idea. What are we going to do again?
Right. Well, so my whole thing, I didn't get to the Russos last night because I rambled too much about X-Men and all that other shit. But my whole thing is, so you got the Russos back. But the important thing is who wrote all the scripts for the Russos. And it's Marcus and McFeely. Now, they're not perfect because they also wrote the Dark World script. And Endgame, I don't think by any means is fucking like stellar writing or anything like that. It's got a super high amount of fan service, and it started a lot of that girl power cringe shit.
Fine,
but they're obviously way more competent than any Rick and Morty writer ever could be. And they did get rid of Michael Waldron. That's one of the things they confirmed, right? They got rid of him for Avengers 5. They got rid of Daniel Destin Creighton, or I don't know, it sounded like the author of Jurassic Park. I guess he was the one that did Shang-Chi. They got rid of him too. Those were the two. Those were the two that were going to do Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars.
Yep.
The Shang-Chi guy and the fucking Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness guy was going to be the writer. Think of that. The multiverse. You can say what you want about some of the Raimi-esque stuff in Multiverse of Madness. They did some cool things, but the writing sucked. The writing was terrible. The dead Doctor Strange that didn't have a sling ring that magically had one in the last act, and like just all kinds of holes in that script. But yeah, so they got rid of him. But I think I haven't read the article yet. I have it queued up, but I haven't looked at it. But I think the Russos said that one of the two writers may be able to come back or be on board, but not both of them. But I've not known them to ever write a script solo. It's always been like a kind of a joint venture with them.
Yep.
So that's kind of what I'm interested in finding out about. I'm sure they'll announce it as soon as they can land one or both of them, but
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they're trying to land actually like both of them, but they're trying to get somebody out of a previous contract or commitment so they could get them both.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. I would really, really love to see another MCU film that had the gravitas of the first three phases.
Mm-hmm.
exception of Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel, excuse me.
Yeah. I'd argue Iron Man 3, but
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I fell asleep for that.
That was disappointing, but
See, people shit on Thor 2, and I'm just kind of like, it was Iron Man 3 all along. Iron Man 3.
yeah, right. I mean, I like a lot of aspects of Thor 2. Malekith sucked, obviously, but
Yeah.
I like the Warriors 3 and Lady Sif because that's the Thor comics that I read. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it felt a lot more Thor than Ragnarok. Like there are, even though there's cool things about Ragnarok too, but that's where you start the goofy Thor run and all that shit.
Yeah.
You know? There's cool things like Kate Blanchett obviously knocks it out the park as Hela, right? You know,
Oh,
so
sure.
she carries that movie like a lot, but then you get the Valkyrie just way too involved.
agreed.
You know, and too much of the joke. And they, you know, and it's a mix of, you know, Planet Hulk and Ragnarok, you know, but
They made it too fucking goofy.
yeah.
Love and Thunder was off the charts for me.
Yeah.
I haven't watched any MCU movie since Endgame.
You're not missing
Yeah,
much.
you're
No,
better
that's what
for
I
it.
hear.
Yeah, probably more sane for it.
I still ain't seen the Eternals, and I won't. So
I did. Ugh.
Ah,
poor boy.
yes.
It's a disgrace to Jack Kirby, man. Let me tell you.
Ugh.
The Eternals is going to be bringing in the X-Men. That's what's going to help usher in X-Men, and that's going to be coming from
God, I hope not.
Captain America.
Well, yeah, because they're going to be using Tiamat for adamantium, which is stupid
Yes.
because they tried in the comics to create vibranium again, right? And they accidentally made adamantium because that's what they did when they were trying to replicate Captain America's shield or whatever.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
But now it's going to be, hey, it's right off this celestial that froze in the ocean and that Circe or whatever. So she's now the reason for Wolverine's claws, I guess.
Jesus.
Even though he was there for anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Even though, how are we combining all that? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So that's one of the things about Deadpool and Wolverine. They don't exactly have quality assurance watching the fucking script.
Yeah.
Or with anything in Phase 4. So just keep that in mind, Chad. But like, there's a few
Mhm.
things in Phase 4 that were really good. Like WandaVision was pretty good. Werewolf by Night is actually very stellar. It was the best thing that they put out.
Exception to the rule.
It should have been rated
Yeah,
R.
I need
rated R.
I need to sit down and watch that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was very good. Kirk is in it. Kirk Thatcher's in it. He actually has speaking lines. He's terrifying as fuck. Which is funny because if you follow him on Facebook, he's like the sweetest, kindest person on earth. And it was all practical effects. None of it was shitty, sloppy CG at all. It was all wonderful.
Yeah, it was done black and white. Did I wonder, do you think that on one of these Blade scripts, especially the one where he's following around 4 women, you think Elsa Bloodstone's one of them?
Probably is my guess.
She needs to be. She needs to be because they need to bring her and him and Ted or Man-Thing into the Midnight Suns. Well, maybe not Ted, but they need to bring the Midnight Suns in before they bring Lilith in, which they're already planning to do for Blade.
I was going to ask you that next because that's what it says the villain is for the Blade movie. So Blade, sorry, dude, I like Blade, but he can't take Lilith on by himself. That's the whole reason they created the Midnight Suns.
Yeah. Yes. Fuck.
And she actually I can't remember if I'm covering Rise, but I'm only on the 4th one right now. I can't remember if it's in Rise or if in Siege of Darkness, she mind controls Blade and he's fucking attacking the Midnight Suns team, basically.
Jesus.
If I remember correctly.
I don't remember. I honestly, I don't think I've read the entire thing to Rise of the Midnight Suns.
No, I'm almost done with it, so I'll let you know. It's been too long. I read it in the 93 when it came out, so I'm revisiting. I
don't even know that I have most of them unopened from their plastic cases. like Darkhold, I think I still have sealed up.
Yeah, I have all those. It's fun. I was gonna do it last night. I didn't have time, but yeah, Darkhold. Like just reading that first Darkhold book again, like it's better than anything that Agatha show is gonna be. You know?
Yes.
Like,
yes. Oh, it was scary, and they drew it scary too.
Yes, they have nice Lovecraftian shit going on. I mean, because basically the Darkhold's the Necronomicon, you know, that's pretty much what it is. It's the Marvel Necronomicon. Right in the first issue, the pages are indestructible. Well, that's funny. They fucking blew it up or whatever in Multiverse of Madness, right?
Twice.
Oh,
Shit.
They did not do well. They need quality assurance.
We're of Blood. I agree. I think X-Men 97 is the best thing since Infinity War. I include Endgame on that because he said he didn't like Endgame much. I agree.
X-Men made me cry several times. I'm not too proud to admit that. It made me cry several times.
Yeah, it almost got me. I didn't cry, but I was close. But yeah, no, they have some very emotional moments. Lenore, the voice actress for Rogue, she did great, man.
awesome.
She has a line that's giving me goosebumps just fucking thinking about
just thinking about it. Yeah.
The I can't feel you. I'm like, oh Jesus. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna go cry and cut myself now.
Have a beer, Kevin. Calm
you
down.
You know what's cool too? It's not going to spoil anything, but like when she's crying and everything, and Nightcrawler consoles her and everything because they are, you know, stepbrother and sister. She doesn't girl boss him or anything. And that's the great thing about the show, right? The women do awesome shit, but they're still vulnerable like women, and they have emotions like women. And then when a man consoles them, they're not too proud to have, like, you know, your stepbrother, half brother, whatever, consoling you. You know, it's like normal interactive shit that you would see in like a normal movie that isn't woke, right?
Yeah.
So that was a big relief as well.
But there's also times where a man tries to console her and she has no fucks to give.
Yeah.
Like a real woman.
Yeah. All right, you know what I'm getting at, the whole.
No, it's written better. It's more realistic.
Yeah.
So it was much better. Let's see here. I'm just checking comments to make sure no one's yelling at me.
Nope, not yet.
Smith, fuck you. One day. Let's see here. But I think that was it as far as Marvel went for tonight. I had nothing else new for the news. It took so long to like try to refresh everything and find out things that were happening and remember how to read in Spanish because most of the good shit was coming through in Spanish.
Espanol.
My Spanish sucks.
Mine
I can read it. I can't speak it.
No, I cannot speak Spanish at all. Very slowly, if at all.
Years in San Diego and watching Lucha Libre and telenovelas. That's how I learned Spanish.
I only know the bad words.
Yeah, I learned those from my best friends.
Yep.
I think I had just one last thing myself, and it's an art thumbnail. So it's the trailer for Teacup that debuted at Comic-Con, and it is from James Wan. So you James Wan fans will enjoy the new show he's doing for Peacock for as long as that network is still around.
Oh, this is a series?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this is a TV show.
Cool. Wendigo!
Reminds me of Hannibal a little bit. No, it's just a teaser trailer, but it's supposed to be pretty interesting from what I gather. I don't know too much about the plot, but it should be a fun one. I'm all aboard on James Wan when it comes to his projects. I even really liked Aquaman 2. I'm not going to say I loved it, but I enjoyed it for what it was doing. Like,
what about Malignant?
What's that?
I still
Did
haven't
you watch
seen
Malignant?
Wait, have I? No, I have not seen that one.
No, I haven't either.
Go watch that one, dude. Well, I mean, it's fine. You can, again, Mulligan.
Okay.
But yeah, it's weird. It's like
I think that's on
horror-esque, and it turns into a fucking Marvel movie. Like,
Ooh. Oh, I remember that movie. I have not seen it. It is on one of my lists to check that one out, though.
I've heard it's less than good for people that got upset watching it.
I'm happy to watch things on my own and make my own opinion.
Oh, whatever. I like talking shit about it.
And yet I still haven't watched X-Men 97, so what do I have to say for it?
I bet if you sit down and you had enough time, you'll probably binge it, man.
Probably. Well, I'm going to be flying
not really
in
filler.
a week, so I'll probably get a chance to see it while I'm flying.
Yeah, there's not really filler. You're going to want to be like, I mean, I guess you could say there's a little bit, but not really. They're cramming a lot. They're cramming a lot of stuff in there. Well, I remember the episode that you were saying you thought was kind of filler, if I remember correctly, with a Shi'ar. Was it you or somebody? I could have been watching somebody else.
I'm not sure, but I hate the Shi'ar. Anytime the X-Men go into space, I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah, I love the Shi'ar, man. They're fucking dope. I have a lot of nostalgia from
Kev?
What?
Oh yeah.
You got a problem with the Starjammers seeing Cyclops' dad?
I hated the Starjammers. Anytime it was mutants in space, I'm like, I
love that shit, man. That shit was so
Send
cool.
the
It's
Avengers.
nostalgic in Ultimate Alliance, the first one. They had the
Yep.
Shi'ar. You had to go fight Deathbird and all that. Oh, shit was great.
Oh, no, you know where I
always
love
liked
fighting
Corsair,
Deathbird?
so.
Fighting Deathbird was
Yeah,
always the
Corsair
best
was
on
awesome.
the Genesis X-Men game.
Yeah, that too.
Bitch on
Yeah.
that one. Unless you
I don't
used
think I ever
Camden.
played that one.
Really good.
Depiction of her and Gladiator in the show, very good too. Like, because if it was in the MCU, Gladiator would have got wrecked, and
Oh yeah.
he would have.
All right.
Well, anything else, Kevin, or were you at the end of your rope?
That was the end of my rope. That's all I had for collecting news this week.
All right, then we'll probably go ahead and end the stream. Justin, thank you for joining us. You want to tell everybody what you do and where they can find you at?
Oh yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it, especially
Absolutely.
on short notice and barking dog. Yeah, I am at Star Wars Marvel Purist on Twitter and on YouTube, and I pretty much cover old school Marvel and expanded universe and George Lucas Star Wars, and basically everything not Disney. I did give Disney a chance. I read like 10 10 Disney universe books, and it wasn't the same. And obviously what they've done with the IP is unacceptable. And then Marvel, I kind of go 2000ish. Sometimes I'll go into like 2010. Like there's good runs here and there, but it really started kind of falling apart when they started rebooting and retconning and changing storylines and all that stuff. But yeah, so that's about it. And I do different stuff. I cover news. I go through comics and review comics and books and different kinds of stuff. And then I also have a show like only on the Star Wars side right now. I'm going to be starting it on the Marvel side probably in August, but I have a guest on and we like deep dive into like expanding universe books, and then we're doing like comic runs on the Marvel side. So yeah, definitely very information driven if people are into that.
Absolutely. Everybody go subscribe to that channel. Let's get them to 500. Let's go.
Thank you.
And Chad, where can people find you at, buddy?
I'm on Blue Sky, Instagram, and Threads. I am at Mr. Peterman. That is all spelled out.
And Kevin, while you smoke.
While I smoke. You could find us at sunsandshadows.com. You could also find us here at this YouTube channel all throughout the week. We post videos all week long. Usually it's just short clips here and there, but we also have a podcast that comes out every other Wednesday called NTV, Nostalgia TV. We are the graveyard shift of canceled television series. Okay, I didn't say that wrong. You didn't correct me.
The graveyard shift of forgotten television shows.
Fuck.
You'll eventually get it right.
And every
Tuesday, start
Tuesday,
holding a cue card up.
I
Please.
said.
You can do it. And every Tuesday we have a show called 0 Point Reviews, where we review not TV shows. You just broke me, you son of a bitch. We review movies that have been reviewed before, haven't been reviewed before. Sometimes there's no reason to review it, but we're going to do it anyway. That's 0 Point Reviews, and that's every Tuesday.
Right on. And I am just your host, Jeff, and I man the ship on this bitch. I edit most of our stuff. and have a good time with all my friends on our live streams every Saturday. Sometimes we get some fun guests. Sometimes it's just me, Kevin, and Chad. That's totally cool. You never know when you're tuning in what you're going to get. So thank you for checking out this little box of chocolates, white chocolates, if you catch my drift. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Hit the like button down below. Make sure you comment any items we covered that you think we should talk about more, or things you didn't know about. And we suck. Hey, you like us? Hey, either way, that's totally cool by me. Hit that little bell notification when you subscribe to our channel. Please help us along. We would love to have you with us. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. This is Deadwire Live on Saturday, and we are signing off. We'll see you next time.